love the power of the wind and the silence. It's a beautiful thing.
What is probably the most in your travels? Because I mean, I understand you've circumvented the globe twice.
Yes.
Circumnavigated the globe 2 times now, and that blows my mind. I think that's just incredible. What's the most harrowing experience you ever faced?
A hurricane. I got caught in the tail end of it, and as anybody knows who sails, it will try to pull you in. So you've basically, we call it 4 sides of a hurricane, and there are 2 sides on the lee part that you try and stay in, but it will try and pull you around. So it's hard work, and a hurricane doesn't wait if you're tired. You've got to keep working at it to make sure you do not get sucked into that, and the worst place to be is in the eye.
The eye's not so bad. It's what you got to go through to get there and to get out.
To get out is a fight. It is a fight.
Wow, that's incredible.
And you need to go see it. So they're like their dad. They're adventurers.
I believe that if everybody could travel to half a dozen different countries and spend more than just going to the tourist spot. You know, Cancun is not Mexico.
No.
I'm sorry. No. Acapulco is not Mexico.
No.
And there are some, places in inner Mexico where you can meet just some of the most beautiful salt of the earth people. But I wish everyone could travel and realize just how the more people are different, the more they are the same.
Yes. And it gets rid of bigotry and narrow-mindedness, which I like. But I was your typical sailor to start out with, where you hit port, you go and find a bar and have a few drinks. But the more that I matured, I suddenly realized that there were opportunities to be had. So I would try and find a family and get adopted by them, so to speak, unofficially, just so they could see their family life, and I'd be invited to their homes and get to know what family life was like for them. And that was a tremendous education, and I'm glad that I had the initiative to take that, stop frequenting the bars, and go in search of families. And that was a tremendous benefit to me in life.
I think here we fail to understand the strength of the glue of a family and what it means, not just to that family, but to our entire society.
Yes, yes. Different situations call for different reactions, and we don't always react in the best interest of ourselves or other people. And unfortunately, in these latter years, I have tended to feel that we're starting to become angry, not necessarily with ourselves, but with other people. And there's no call for it. There really isn't. I don't know whether it's political, based on religion, or whatever it could be, but we don't seem to spend the time that we used to spend as communities or with family members. There's a breakdown there, and I don't like it.
On the day we had all the volunteers down there, I remember at one point there was a mother there with a small son, and he was probably 6 or 7 years old at the most. And it was a touchy situation when we had that many people with shovels, that close proximity. But we kind of cleared away, and I kind of jazzed him up a little bit and got him going. And, he got in there, but I was watching him close, and after a short time, I kind of nodded to somebody to come take his place, just because, he wanted to help.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how much he actually did, but I patted him on the back, told him what a great job he was doing, because his mom, he was there with his mom and his sister, and it's that family thing, and that was kind of that whole, the community feeling that happened that day, I thought was incredible.
I did too.
And I told somebody, I says, we may not get this boat off of this beach today, but what's going on right here today is special.
Oh, it certainly was. You had to be there and witness it, to understand it completely. There was no individual per se, it was a group, and they were connected by a bond of what they believed they wanted to happen. And it's something that I am going to remember, and something that I'm sure I'm going to write about very affectionately.
Well, a lot of people are interested in your travels from here. I know you're heading up around the state and down to South Carolina next. Maybe I can even meet you on the other side of the state, and you can tell everybody how your trips around the Great Lakes have been to that point.
Maybe you can have a couple of weeks in the Caribbean and see what cruising is like. But yes, we'll get there. But right now we're in Snug Harbor, and we do have an issue with the boat that was pointed out as we were trying to get off the reef. Not the reef, the sandbar. The propeller had stopped turning, and I think that was probably my fault when I was trying to brutally get the boat off the sand using the motor and the water that we managed to get around the boat. So I created a problem by trying to resolve a problem. So here in Snug Harbor, we've got to make this repair before I can move on, because a lot of these harbor entrances are very narrow, and so I can't just sail in and out. I do need to have the engine functioning properly. So it's going to cost about $2,000, and I'll be honest with you, I have spent so much money between here and being in Chicago and everything that I am short of funds. So I'm going to contact everybody that I can and ask them if they would be willing to help me get out of the situation. We have an estimate between $1,500 and $2,000. And I sincerely feel that the goodwill that I've received so far is karma from everything that I've tried to do for other people. So I feel sure that people will want to help at some point in time. But yes, we need to get this minor thing resolved here so that I can carry on with the journey.
Are you going to set up a PayPal account or something along that line?
Yes, I have actually had a PayPal account for years, and people talk about going on Facebook and setting up a fund me thing. I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I want to know how to do that. This is personal. I don't normally ask for help. I'm normally the person who is Mr. Fix-It. I take care of other people. I see a situation, I help. I take care of it. There's no question about it. And so it's a strange situation for me to be in, to not have the funds that I need at the moment. And I find it hard to ask. But there is a genuine need, and I do need to get back underway. So I'm going to put something out there to the community and my readers at large, although I don't know how people in other countries will be able to get funds here that quickly. But I do, well, PayPal. Yes, my promise to everybody will be this. I am not here to make a profit other than to get the boat safely back out on the ocean, well, the lake at this point. And if people would like to donate, once we hit that mark where I know we can cover the bill, I will send everybody an email saying, do not send any more money. Because this is not about making a profit. This is not taking advantage of the goodwill of people who I've come into contact with. This is, I have an immediate need, similar to being on a beach actually, and look at the outpouring there. But this is just a financial need, and I'm just in that situation, lack of funds at the moment. So I'd appreciate any help anybody would be willing to give me.
Marvelous. I'm sure there's many out there that would be willing to help out.
Yes.
Well, Johnathan, I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversations over the last week and a half.
Haven't we learned so much?
I've learned a tremendous amount from you.
I've learned a tremendous amount from you.
I feel very fortunate to have met you. I feel fortunate to have been used by our Lord to allow others to come to your aid and to help you.
I feel very blessed.